Yeah, I saw the list of those who pretty much can get whatever they want. I saw there's a list of 6 schools, I believe. I can't remember the writer. It said it might have been Joe Klatt, actually, the broadcaster for Fox. The 6 schools of where if they are open, you get pretty much anyone you want. Now, some of them are schools that have been struggling. In fact, USC is one of them, right? Texas is one of them, right? Yet they still seem to pretty much get not everybody they want, but they're still at that level. And now you have that job open. Who would be the other ones? Alabama, Ohio State. I would think Oklahoma.
Yeah, his top 5 were quiz. His quick top of mind ranking was the best job in college football. 1 Texas, 2 Alabama, 3 USC, 4 Ohio State, 5 Georgia. And you could shoot holes maybe in number 1 being Texas in the fact that, it's really hard for them to. It's really hard for anybody to find a coach, but it's really hard. It's been really hard there.
They've had one that really took them to a certain level since Akers was good, but you think about it. You have Darrell Royal, Fred Akers, and he didn't win enough, even though he won a lot. And then it took all the way till Mac Brown, right? And then that star faded. And now they've been through Charlie Strong and Tom Herman, and now they have Sarkisian. It is always thought of as that number 1 or whatever, and yet, even with all of what they have, it's not always just that easy to do. Look where they are. And again, it's just the first year for Steve Sarkisian, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, who do you think, Paul? Who if you were to say now, who you think gets that job? Craig, who would you think?
Bama. I would want. If Bama was open.
No, I'm talking about USC's job.
Oh, USC's job?
Who do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be Luke Fickell. I mean, and it's nothing, and I'm not trying to freak out the Cincinnati people. I want him to stay at Cincinnati because I want good coaches coming into the Big 12 Conference. But most of the time you see it, athletic directors hire people that they know and that they like and that they're comfortable with, and Luke Fickell is that for Mike Bohn. I mean, it happens all over the place. The most recent one I'll give you, and I mentioned it yesterday, the new AD at Tennessee is Danny White from UCF. Who did he bring with him?
Josh Heupel.
Yeah. So,
Joe Brady's name's getting a lot of play today on the chat room from our listeners of 365 Sports. Huh.
Well, yeah, because he's going to be a great head coach one day. At least on paper, he appears like he's going to be one of the bright young coaches, and I've seen his name thrown out a lot with gigs that are coming open because I guess there's just this feeling that it's about time for him to start to, make that happen and start to run a program of his own. And we know what he did, obviously at LSU, but, if you're looking for somebody new, somebody fresh, somebody young, somebody innovative, somebody, that's going to have a good offense, then, yeah, he's right up your alley. So not surprised at all to see his name being thrown about. I mean, we hear the same names all the time. So, it's about time for a little bit of an injection of new blood, and Joe Brady would certainly be that. I don't know who USC is going to be. I mean, Luke Fickell seems like an obvious choice, but I don't know all the stuff that Cincinnati fans know, so I have no idea. But, he seems like a pretty obvious choice as far as I'm concerned, although, there's been that constant pull of James Franklin. So I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Franklin, even though he's, established there at Penn State. It hasn't been all roses there. And I still don't have an answer on why he's still connected to the USC job over and over and over again. So there's got to be something there. Like, if there's no backing to it, like he didn't go there, I haven't seen any explanation for why that's been such a long-standing rumor, because I swear I've been hearing it for like 3 or 4 years now at this point, and yet he's still remained at Penn State this entire time. There must be something to that.
He's only been in the Pac-12 once, and they weren't even the Pac-12 then. It was the Washington State tight ends coach.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know why there's that. I mean,
for a year.
Outside of just that's who USC fans have wanted for a long time. And I understand that. But because that's been so consistent, I mean, I feel like there's got to be some smoke there for that to continue as long as it has. So, yeah, James Franklin and Luke Fickell would be my top 2, as with no insight whatsoever, but just reading the tea leaves.